everybody. Welcome to the MakeCode Arcade advanced stream, or just MakeCode Arcade stream if you're hip and in the know. I'm Richard. I'm the guy who's speaking to you today about how to do some code, and I'm at Richard on the forum.
I'm Joey, at J1Girl on the MakeCode forum.
And I'm Vivian, the bone consultant. I have at least 100 of them, and I'm at Live Cheerful on the MakeCode forum.
And you see people and you see their skulls.
And today we'll be dragging some blocks around. We'll probably be clicking some drop downs and making selections in those drop downs, and pressing some virtual buttons to make characters do things like we do every day.
Exciting stuff.
Nice.
Except for next week. Sorry. I'm going to stop doing this weird over-explainy thing, and just say that next week we are going to be off. So FYI, don't tune in because we might not be there. Definitely won't be there.
Or go on YouTube and watch old ones if you need something to do.
That's true. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's get back to the game we've been working on, which is a weird procedural platformer where you go and collect a bunch of bones for a ghost. Yeah, so one of the things we've done so far is we've got this ghost, we've got this little story cutscene that begins the game. We've got these platforms which get laid out in a pretty boring way right now. And then there are bones that you can collect to continue the game. So I'm just going for this cutscene to finish. I always make the cutscenes too long.
Richard, someday you can graduate to being a movie director, and then you'll be glad for all this experience.
I mean, that was basically just Hamlet, right? Is being a movie director.
I wasn't the director. I was the casting director.
I was director.
Okay, all right. So you can go up these platforms, and on some of the platforms there are bones. When you pick them up, you get this nice little victory thing where it says, "You got the pelvis." And then our ghost friend comes out and tells you something about how they're happy that you got, the pelvis or whatever. And some of the puns are good. Some of them are very bad because I'm not great at them.
Richard? Some of them
on the spot.
They're thinkers, You can't do all the work for your, readers. You got to have some trust in your audience. They'll get it.
Yeah. All right. So as we were saying, right now the platforms are randomly placed, but they're pretty boring. You kind of just, jump up all of them. Oh, also you can do a triple jump, which is kind of fun. So the order of, the thing is we want to do today is to make this platform generation a little bit more exciting and maybe put some, more interesting kind of types of things into this game. But we're not going to do any of it in the tile map editor. We want to do all of it procedurally generated. So let's go ahead and look at the code. All right. So real quick, I'm noticing a bug in this game where the animations aren't always starting back up. And I think it's because I need to just go ahead and change some of these rules a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and tweak those right now. Oh, but first, to skip that cutscene in the beginning, we have this debug variable, which is set to false. And I'm going to set this to true. And now when the game restarts, we can see we are, straight into the action. We don't have to wait for the cutscene to finish. All right. Oh, wait. Maybe it's this hitting wall down one. I don't know why that's there. Nope. All right. So we have this facing right and facing left and hitting wall down. And I think maybe what we want to do is instead of doing the hitting wall down, maybe we just want this, or maybe we need to make this one down here a little bit more kind of specific. So I'm going to change this to be facing left and not moving. And moving up. And I'm going to change this one to facing right and moving up. This is the one that makes it so that we change directions while we're in the air. Sorry, I didn't explain that very well. I'll just change these both to moving, and hopefully that'll work. Perfect. All right. So now we can jump up and, the animation keeps going while we're going. And we only get that like static side right and left animation when we are in the air and moving. So, hooray, our animations look a little bit better now. All right, so let's go down to the actual level generation. I'm going to collapse this. There we go. And we have a function in here called generate level. And I'm just gonna quickly breeze over what we have already to kind of give you an idea of like how it works so far. We have a few things. We have a current position, and this is kind of the most important variable in this function. This you can think of as like the cursor in the world for where we're currently doing things. So we're running this as long as the cursor position is greater than 0. So that means the cursor is not at the top. And what we do is on each iteration of this loop, we're going to move our cursor up a few locations. We're going to have a 50% chance to either move to the right or move to the left. Then we create a platform right here. And then this code down here is placing the bones. So we only want to do that every 8 platforms right now. That's what this is right here. All right, so I think that kind of makes sense with what you see in the game so far. We have platforms. Every platform is the same, and it's either to the left or to the right, and it's a random distance to the left or the right. And that's what this pick random up here is doing. So, does anyone have any ideas for how to make this a little bit more exciting? Or maybe like ways to do more interesting kind of structures with platforms?
I have some. Okay.
Yeah.
One, you could have different kinds of platforms. So maybe different kinds of platforms have different like properties. Like you could have like a regular one that just stands still. You could have like a bouncy cloud one that makes you bounce weird. Or like a sticky one. That's one. My second one is you can make them like different widths or something. Or maybe you could have like options. You could be like, you could go left, but that's a dead end. Or you could go right, and that's a good way to go. Those are my 2 ideas. Joey, what about you?
The one I was thinking of was that right now it looks like there's a small, I don't know if it's a bug, I guess, where if you're on the right edge, you will always end up, and you like go to the right, you'll always end up 1 away from it. So we could try and fix that too. Because we do like the left and right thing, and we do it 3 times.
Yeah, whatever. We'll do bugs later.
Okay. That would make it a little bit more random, but I like Vivian's ideas also.
You could also have a moving platform. I don't know how
Ooh.
you would do that, but that's an option. You could have one that's like a snake.
Yeah. I like the idea of a snake. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. So to do that, we're going to make another function, and this is going to be called make.
That should have been the name for arcade. Anyway.
Make snake?
Our first game could have been Caterpillar. Anyway.
All right. So this function, we can't pass positions as variables. So I'm just going to have this function refer to this current position variable because it's only going to be called within this generate level. Now, it's important to kind of make that clear because I might be tempted to call this somewhere else in my code, but it's not going to work unless I only call it inside of this generate level. So just saying that up front. All right, let's go ahead and create a snake. And to do that, we're going to use a sprite. So right now, let's go ahead and create a variable for this. It'll be the snake. And we'll give it a kind. Snake. And let's go ahead and make a special tile for this snake. So I'm going to go into our onStart, which I put somewhere over here. Here we go. Go into our tile map, go to my tiles, and I'm going to duplicate this tile and make another one, which is going to be green. Whoops. There we go. All right. And go away on start. Okay. So my idea basically is that I'm going to create a sprite for this snake. This sprite is going to move on a set path. And as it moves, it's going to create tiles and destroy the tile that's at the end of its tail. So we're probably going to have to use an array to keep track of that. But let's go ahead and get started for now. So first things first, we want to move this snake to our current position. So let's go ahead and place them on top of our current position, which is inside of here somewhere. Here we go. So we're going to place the snake on top of current position. All right. Now we want our snake to move on kind of a set path. I think we can get kind of creative with how that path works, but the easiest way to do that is we're going to use our animation blocks. And we can do that with this movement animation. So we're going to have to generate a path for this snake to follow. But for now, let's just make it kind of boring. I think we're going to go ahead and change this to be the snake. And we're going to be using some text blocks to make a path. All right. So we've done this before on stream, but let's kind of go over the syntax for this like animation block. The easiest syntax and the syntax we're using today is you can use V to go vertical, and that takes in one number, which will make it move up this many pixels. So we're going to want to do this in multiples of 8. So like this would be go up 2 tiles. Next, if you wanted to move horizontally, we do the same thing. And again, we want to do multiples of 8. So I'm going to do like 24. So this would move right 3 tiles. If I made it negative, it would move left 3 tiles. If I made this negative, it would go up 2 tiles because we have 8 by 8 tiles today. So we're going to string together a bunch of these V's and H's to make a fun little path for our snake to follow. And we're going to try and make it loop back to its beginning. So let's just start with kind of the more boring one, which is just going around in a rectangle across the entire screen. And to make this easier to test, I think we're going to make a another function real quick, which is going to be called MakePlatform. And I'm going to take this code that I have right now for making the platform, and I'm going to put it in here. So this is the code that makes a platform and then goes back to the beginning. I think I need to take this change platform number out, though. And I want to call this function right here. The only time that I need to guarantee that I call this is when this is true. So I'm going to go ahead and use an if statement right here. And the reason I need to do this is because this is how we generate bones. And so we need to make sure we have a normal platform under all of the bones. So I'm going to do this or and use a percent chance block to make this, happen some percent of the time. So we'll make it really low right now. Let's actually just leave it at 0. And then over here, we're going to call our make snake when we're not making a platform. All right, now we're making some snakes. They're invisible though, and you can't see them. We'll probably want them to stay invisible, but let's go ahead and just make some, give them a image for now. Make it 4x4, so that we can see what we're doing and make debugging a little bit easier. Let's see. Set the snake to this, place the snake on current position, like that. And then if the remainder of the platform number 5 by 8 equals 0, or call make snake. How come I'm not seeing any snakes, Joey?
That's a good question. Place on top of current position. current position is your current position. Snakes.
Oh, the answer is because this is outside the loop. Oh, whoops.
Can you undo that last move real quick?
You got your time. Cannot read width of undefined. Okay, so we're messing up our math a little bit. I think it's probably this change platform number. This change platform number.
Wait, should it be after make platform? Oh.
No, because we want to do it every time we create a platform, because right now it's based off the, there we go. We just needed to make sure that it was in the right place. Okay, but we're still not getting.
Did you want 0% chance?
Yeah, that's just making it so we don't make the platforms and just always make the snakes. So it's making the snake, it's placing on top of current position. We set current position above. Did we? We did set it above.
All right, let's go through this. All right, so we have our current position. Every time we're moving it up 4 tiles, and there's a 50% chance that we'll move left or we'll move right. And we pick a random amount to move left or right. And we do this moving inside this repeat block. Then we change platform number by 1. And we check to see if we should be making a bone platform or this % chance, which is right now 0. And we call make platform or we call make snake.
Make snake. I mean, is the animation?
Oh, it's the animation.
Fly to center is not. Is fly to center based off of screen position? Like
it is.
Oh, okay.
All right, there we go. We have our snakes now.
Okay, we should probably fix that one so it's relative.
Yeah, it should be relative. Okay. So, well, wait, we can't do that. Well, anyway, whatever. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and generate our animation. So just to show that we can do this animation, I'm just going to go ahead and put in a string real quick and just hard code it. And this is not what we want to go with forever. We're going to generate it based off the position. But for right now, let's go ahead and do H. We want to do the width of the screen, which is 160. Then we want to say like go down maybe like 4 tiles or let's do 3 tiles. So 3 times 8 is 24. Then we're going to do H negative 160. And then we're going to do V negative 24. This isn't going to be quite right, but it should at least show us something. Look at him go. Yeah, it's pretty fast. So we'll make it slower, and we'll also kind of just figure out this making it so that they're not going off screen like they are right now. So let's figure that out. All right. So we want them to move H, and we want them to move as far as they need to the right of the screen. So to do that, that's pretty easy. Yes, Vivian.
Wait, what if you did like the one that's like stay in screen? Would that stop it from animating to the right or no?
It would, but then it wouldn't be going across the entire screen.
Wait, but what if you just made it go really, really far right and then go down?
Well, we can't do stay in screen because some of them are off screen.
Ah.
It would make it would do some weird stuff with the time if we just made it go very far, very far.
Okay, better do it smartly.
Don't worry, it's not going to be too smartly. This seems like it might be a little complicated, but it's actually pretty easy. All we need to do is we need to subtract our current to X because we're on the tile from the right of the screen. And then we need to do the opposite of that in the, it'll make sense in a second. Okay, So we're going to take this path, and we're going to set our path to be H space joined with, we're going to do some math. We're going to do 160 minus, or actually, it should be the center of the tile, right? So it should be 156.
Smart.
We want to do 156 minus the x of our sprite.
We're going to have to round this because our parser doesn't handle that correctly right now.
It should always be an integer.
dx?
Yeah, because we're setting them on a tile.
You are right. Never mind. Yeah.
All right. So we got this each, and let's go ahead and put in our path in here so we can watch it as we're going. We should see all of our ones go to the edge of the screen. And it's just looping like that. Hooray. We want to keep going though. So now let's go ahead and add the next part. We're going to do a vertical segment. So for this one, we're going to change this to be V space, and then we want to move down. So let's go ahead and do 3 tiles. So V24. Oh, whoops. I need to make sure that I take my variable path and put it as the first part of this join. All right, so now we're moving, and then we're moving down. Now let's move to the left. So we're going to do this. We're going to change this to be an H. And then this one is easy. We're just going to do, I think it would be negative 160 minus 8, so 152. Yeah, we might have to figure out some stuff to make it so that it is not so incredibly fast, not so, the speed isn't so different in all of these different segments, you know?
Wait, won't it be evened out once you do the last leg? Or the last horizontal?
No, it won't. Oh. Unfortunately, because every leg is just given the same amount of time, not based off distance.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and do the last leg though. So for this one, we just want to do set. Oh, right. We have 2 more legs to do. So we're going to do V, and we're going to change this to be negative 24, and then we're going to do our final H1, which is going to be the x of the snake minus 4. All right. Whoops, I messed something up. Oh.
Oh, original. Wait.
I dragged that out instead of copying it, which is what I meant to do. All right. Well, it's going very fast. But whatever. Let's go ahead and do the other part of this, which is setting the tiles. So let's go ahead and do an on-game update. We're going to do. Actually, I think what we want to do is we want to set this sprite to be ghost. No, not ghost. All right, let's see how this works. What I'm thinking is we want to do an on overlaps event for this guy. And we want the overlap to just be sky. This means we won't get any on clouds, but I don't know, maybe that'll be fun. When that happens, we want to set the tile to be the green tile. Oh, whoops, I did player. Gotta change this to be snake.
my gosh.
Draw those rectangles. Okay. So this kind of at least shows what we're going for. But we want to make sure that when we create these blocks, they only stay for, like a given amount of time, and then they disappear. So we're going to constantly be like creating them and then destroying whichever the last one is. And yeah, I don't know. Do you guys can you think of a clever way to do that?
To make them disappear?
You can make another one that's offset by a half a second behind it.
I thought.
Yeah, that's true. That's not a bad idea, actually.
Oh.
We could do make a snake and then use Daryl's timer extension.
Make another snake.
Make an anti-snake.
Oh no.
What's the opposite of a snake? Something that's short.
Anti-snake. If they ever touch, it will be obliterated. All right. So we're gonna use this timer extension, which has this fun block here. After some amount of time, do this. So we're gonna do after 500 milliseconds, which will probably be fine. And then we're gonna create another snake. We're going to place that snake on top of current position, and we actually need to store this somehow.
Can we store it on the... No. I mean, I guess we can just start it, and we can't trivially just use the same path and start it to the left. Can we make a function that takes in a sprite and outputs the path, and then we can just use that to make both of them at the same time and start a tile to the left or something?
I'm going to make another kind of new sprite, and it's going to be called Snake Egg. Snake Egg. All right. The snake egg is going to have a lifespan.
Oh, wait. Somebody in chat asked a question. Let me know when it's a good time.
Yeah, what's the question?
Oh, for changing the things to be not things anymore, could you do it by like in the event handler, use a after 500 set it to the blank tile?
Wait. Yes.
Yeah, it's a local variable. Yeah, that should work. Ooh, that's fancy. Nice. Good job.
Worth knowing that this won't always work, but because this is inside of an event handler and the location is here. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and get rid of this. This will work in this case. So yes, thank you for saving us in chat.
Thanks, Unsigned Arduino. Our chat saves us a lot.
All right, check out our cool snakes.
This might also just not run on hardware anymore, but that's fine.
These don't spawn fibers, do they?
No. It's still making a lot of. Maybe it doesn't.
Oh, since we're on the topic.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, we can figure that out later. It might work.
Do these spawn fibers? I guess we'd have to look at the source code. They shouldn't, right? There's no need for them to.
Correct, yeah.
Since we're on the topic, do you guys have like quick tips for like if your code doesn't run on hardware, what are things like you can do to fix it?
Yeah, so first thing to do is make sure that you're not spawning a bunch of fibers, which is fancy talk for making sure that you're not doing a bunch of things that kind of run in a separate context. So one way that you could end up doing that is by using a bunch of separately due blocks. If you used a bunch of those, then you could run into trouble. Another thing is if you use a bunch of forevers. This is something that I see pretty often. If you use a bunch of forevers, it'll make your program not run on hardware. But if you can use as many on-game updates as you want. Don't be scared to use forever. You can totally use a few. Just don't use like 20.
It also depends on what you mean by doesn't run on hardware, because there's that where it's just running very, very slowly or crashing. But there's also things like if it just crashes immediately when you start loading the game, you might have a bunch of giant images and they might just be using too much memory and you run out. We have I'll find the page, but there's an error codes page where I gave a short definition, or like short idea of what some of the errors are, because it'll pop up in code a lot of the time if it crashes.
This is much more doable. Oh.
All right. So we got to figure out a way to make it so that our these move a little bit more smoothly, you might say. And I can think of one way to do that, which is going to make this code a little bit more complicated, but hopefully it won't be that bad.
Can I
There's
guess
the way
what
to
it
think.
is? Oh.
Yeah.
No,
You can go ahead and guess.
Is it?
I think
You're
we're
just gonna do a bunch of H1s, H1s, or H8s in sequence, repeating?
Yes. I'm basically just going to divide by 8 and then just do a bunch of those.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and take this thing that we're calculating right now. We're going to go into math. We're going to do a divide. And we're going to divide it by 8. And inside of here, we're going to do a repeat. And we're going to do it like this. We're going to repeat this number of times and add H8. Then we're going to repeat 3 times. Let's make it 2 times and add V8. Then we are going to repeat this number, the absolute value of this divided by 8. So let's go ahead and get that. Math, 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 math.
Too bad we don't have the math wizard on stream today.
Who's that? Shannon?
Shannon!
Yeah. Change this to be -8? That seems wrong.
What?
Oh, yeah, no, wait. We do need this, but we need it at the end. So we're going to go ahead and do another repeat right here. By the way, this is going to make it so it definitely won't run on hardware. We're going to do a repeat 20. That's going to be H and -8. This is going to be H +8. And we're going to do a repeat 2 times V -8. And then get rid of all of this. And set our path to be the empty string at the beginning. All right, let's try it out. Cool. All right. Looks like I've gotten off by 1 error over here. Or something. Off by some amount.
Oh, you're just
but now
repeating
we're
20
actually...
times. You're not doing putting your math in it. Did you want that? And your
Well,
third...
it should be the entire width of the screen. Just make it 19 and see if that fixes it. I think it should.
Nice.
Yay, hooray. Okay, and let's do the final thing, which is we are going to go ahead and do the wall bit. So let's go ahead and go to set our wall on and off. Set wall on at location. Set wall off at location. All right, and let's see if I can do this. My guess is no. Oh yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
It's when they hit the
I'm doing
wall,
it.
so it gets tricky.
All right, here we go. Yep. All right, making it up.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
yes.
Got it. Yeah.
And now you're glad the text is so slow. Get a breather.
This looks so good.
All right. I want to try. I want to try just to make it to the next one, and then we'll figure out how to balance this. Oh nope, I lost it. Nope. All right.
I don't think there's much hope of this ever working on hardware just due to the number of snakes in the first place, but it's fun.
Really? It's not that many, is it?
I mean, it's a lot of animations going every frame and all that, and each animation. I mean, you already mentioned how the animations are going to take up a lot of space.
The animation 100% is going to make it not work on hardware.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right. Cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and balance this a little bit. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make this a 75% chance for a normal platform. All right, wait for it. Yeah, this is fun. I like this actually. This made this game a lot better already.
I do like. I had the same idea as Vivian for a previous one, another one she mentioned, which was bouncy ones. So like a cloud where you can't stand on it, it just bounces you up immediately. That might be a fun one.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. But first, I want to actually get rid of the snake image. So yeah, I'm gonna make this just transparent.
We could just make it eyes too, like 2 dots. I guess that would look weird still because the tile wouldn't move. Yeah.
No, it's not big enough. Oh well.
Wait, so does it still overlaps with tiles if it's invisible? Or oh.
Yep.
Oh. What is happening on the?
Oh, maybe the hitbox needs to actually have something in here.
Better use invisible anyway, because then we can debug it later.
Yeah, so we'll do that. And then we will go into sprites, go to flags, change this to the snake, and invisible and on. Cool, all right. Okay. So let's go ahead and do trampolines. So I'm going to continue with our minimalist art style. And I think trampolines are going to be, I think, with maybe like this cream outline. Yeah, all right. And now we're kind of getting to the point where we're going to have to do something a little bit more special for our choosing what kind of platform to make. Before we do that, though, I'm going to go ahead and collapse make snake. And I'm going to collapse make platform. And we're going to make a third function, which is going to be called, any guesses?
Make trampoline.
Yeah.
It's amazing, Vivian.
Right. I can see 2 points. I know where the line is going.
All right, so we're going to make a trampoline. And let's go ahead and edit our generate level function so that we can have more than 2 of these things. So we can't really use the percent chance for that. You might be like tempted to do just an else if and then put another percent chance in here, but it's going to end up giving you some weird results. It's pretty difficult to reason about. You can get the same thing by doing that method, but it's going to be some weird numbers, and I'm not going to be able to do that in my head. Absolutely not. right, so what we're going to do instead is a trick that I think we've done before, which is going to be random. We're going to set this random to be a random range between 0 and 100. And we're going to use this to make our percent chances. So we want like maybe, well, we'll decide what we want to do for the trampoline. But for now, instead of this percent chance, we can get the same thing by just doing a logic, a less than, and say our random is less than 75. So we're choosing a random number between 0 and 100. Could be any number in between there. And we're checking to see if that number is less than 75, which ends up being a 75% chance. So it ends up being the same thing. And we can do kind of subsequent things on here by just going into this, making another one, and then choosing a number that is higher than 75. Like if I did 80, then now this one has a 75% chance. This one has a 5% chance, and this one has a 20% chance. All right, so I'm going to change this to be lower. I'm going to make this like 50. I'm going to make this trampoline like, let's just do 25, and then this one will also be 25.
Wait, can it be 75?
And let's call, oh, sorry, you're right, 75. And let's go ahead and call our make trampoline. Okay. Okay, all right.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead to this make platform, and we're going to copy some code. So I want this, and I want this. Go away. Put this right here. We're going to change this to be pink. And yeah, all right. I think that's all we need. So now we've got these regular platforms, and let's make sure we've got a trampoline up here somewhere. There we go.
It's trampoline-ish.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and do the actual bouncing part now. To do that, we're going to go into scene, and we're going to drag out a hit wall block like this. And oh, we already have it on Sprite of kind player hits wall.
That's for refreshing the jumps.
Right. I forgot the code that we wrote last week.
It's a long time ago.
I mean, it's good that it's right here too, though, because we'll want to change this a little bit as well. The number of jumps, probably.
You mean, do you want the
I guess I would think of it maybe like take up one of their jumps as the first one, so they get number of jumps -1. But I guess that's arguable depending on what you guys think.
for the trampoline?
Yeah, so you only get like 2 in-air jumps. Is how I think of it. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea. Okay. First though, let's go ahead and we're going to use this overlaps event, and I think we want to do it anytime that they're on top of a trampoline. So we're going to use this location instead of the player's location, because the player's location won't work quite right if we are mostly outside of the trampoline. So like if I were to be right here, more of my sprite is inside of this tile as opposed to this tile. So I can't check the tile that's below the player because that'll be checking this empty space right here. That location, though, will always point to the right tile that we're hitting. So I want to use that location because it'll point to the trampoline tile if it is a trampoline tile. I've seen people do that a lot in the forum, so it's a common gotcha. All right. So let's go ahead and go into logic. And we're going to do is hitting wall bottom. Well, we can just put it inside the same if statement. And we're going to choose a, I think this is this in scene or is this in tile map?
I think this is one of the ones that was in tile map, but we think it should be in scene because it's so obvious. Is it?
Right. I think maybe we did add this one. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, nice. I
think it might be in both because we added this one after the fact. But... All right. So if the tile location is trampoline, we're going to first set our number of jump lefts to number of jumps -1, like Joey mentioned. And then we're going to do a jump. So let's go to our do a jump code. It's inside of here. We're going to put this inside of a function. And this is going to take in a number, which is going to be the height. And actually, this will let me clean my code up a little bit, because I'll also put in this, all of this stuff. And this will make it so that our number of jumps left automatically goes down by -1. So I won't have to do that -1 that I was doing before. I'll fix that in a sec. All right, so I'm going to take this height, and I'm going to put this right here for jump height. And now I'm going to go into this on A button pressed and call this function. So we'll call do a jump, and we'll use that variable that I just foolishly threw away. And do a jump with jump height. All right. So I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to get rid of this. And now I'm going to call do a jump. And we want to jump pretty high, I think, right?
Be excited.
Do like 64. That's 8 tiles.
Oh my gosh.
That is an aggressive jump.
It's being wasted.
Now you get concussed by jumping onto this one.
Yeah, let's go and try and find a trampoline that I can really, really let this loose on. All right, here we go. That's not that bad.
That's cute.
That's not high at all. It's fine. It definitely makes the game a little bit tougher though, so I think it's good. But I think it's still like absolutely doable.
Yay, the change we want.
Number.
I like to think of it as the snakes are going behind the clouds.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Very polite snakes will not take the limelight away from the clouds.
No. Oh wait, I got a bone. All right.
You sound sad about that. Oh man, I'm completing the objectives.
I am. Okay. All right, so we've made a game a lot more fun, I think, already. But let's think about some other stuff that we could do. One thing is, I'm wondering, do you want to maybe do something a little bit more exciting than just kind of like platforms that are always 3 wide,
Mm-hmm. Could we make it harder the higher you go up? Like, the higher you go up, the more likely it is to be like one of the snakes? Or more likely to be like narrower?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Or will that push this into another stream and you're against?
I'm trying to think.
Mm-hmm.
So we generate them all at the beginning from top to the bottom, right?
Yes. No, from bottom to top, actually.
Oh, from bottom to top? Okay, so then we can just have if we're just increasing the number of special tiles as you go up, is that basically what we were thinking to start with? Mm-hmm. And also maybe the size? Then we can just make a counter as we go up and then just subtract that from the percentages.
Yeah, we actually already have that. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, wait. So platform is the easiest. Trampoline's a little bit harder. Snake is the hardest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Snake harder than Trampoline? I guess I haven't played it.
Absolutely, Snake is harder.
Okay, nice. Trampoline might give you more concussions, but Snake is harder. That makes sense.
Yeah. I also want to make sure that we never do that thing where the tile, the platform is like, directly above. Mm-hmm. It's not fun.
Okay.
So anyway, what we can do is I'm going to take this random and I'm going to do in math. I'm going to add a number to it. And it's going to be our platform number divided by something. Oops.
So trampoline is easy. Okay. Yes, this will. Thanks.
Yeah. I know what I'm talking about. All right. Where is platform number? Here it is. Let's divide it by 4 to start. See how hard this makes it. Okay. Yeah, we're going. Yeah, it's, fun, I guess. I mean, I wish there was more challenge.
Oh my gosh. Richard, you are our average user, so you would know.
Oh! I think we do need to make the platforms wider and near the bottom so that you're less likely to fall a great distance.
Oh, yeah. It's cruel.
That was a foolish jump. No. Game might be too hard for pro gamers. Though the reason that I was having so much trouble was I was trying to get on the platform without getting the bone. So it's a bit easier if I just accept that I'm gonna have to watch this cutscene.
So it's like golf, collecting the fewest number of bones as you go up.
Oh man.
Oh, got another one. Why do I keep succeeding?
It's just like success is addicted to you, Richard,
All right, it's definitely getting more frequent now. See, we got 2 snakes in a row. There was 3 trampolines there. All right, so I think this is actually an okay number.
This is so rude, Richard. Oh man.
How tall is the town, Adam?
Oh,
I did it.
Nice.
The town map is like 200 tall, I think.
Okay, and it's like every 3 that we place one, so okay, that's a pretty good amount. You'll never get.
That last bit was crazy.
Yes, it should be crazy. It's the end of the game.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, all right, what do we have left to do? Oh, right, I want to make the platforms bigger. So I'm going to make a variable that's going to be platform width.
You guys must have worked on this yesterday too, right?
Yeah, you missed it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're going to set platform width to be, I don't know, what's good max width?
5, 8. Okay.
Ooh, 8 is pretty big. Nice.
Richard loves the number 8.
I do. You turn it sideways and it's infinity.
Jeez.
Okay, so I'm going to use this platform width, and I'm going to put this right here, which is going to, this is the thing that makes sure that we don't go too far to the right or left for the tiles, so that we don't have we don't end up making a platform that goes off screen. So now let's go ahead and go to our make a platform code. So over here. And we want to take this repeat 3 times, change it to be repeat platform width times. And do the same thing for the trampoline, I think. Snake will remain.
No small snake.
Man, now the snakes look more like caterpillars.
All right. Yeah, so this feels okay. Let's go ahead now and change our platform number as we go up. So I think we're going to, inside of here, we'll do another one of these remainder checks. Maybe we'll just do it every time you get a bone. That's not a bad idea. So let's do that inside of make platform. We're doing this bone check. And we're going to change our platform width by -1. Okay, so we got these big 8 platforms, so roomy, so luxurious. And all right, yeah, we can see these ones are smaller. Yep.
Oh no.
Getting smaller.
It's basically to the point that it's getting over it now.
It definitely has that vibe of you can lose a lot of progress really quickly if you make a mistake, which I love. Hardcore.
You just need to get a cauldron to put your character in.
Only thing is, these platforms look really uniform right now. So what I'm actually thinking is maybe we do inside here, we do like a 90% chance.
Oh. It's like art, you know, you don't want your eye to get bored. You gotta keep it odd.
Gotta keep it odd.
Keep your viewers engaged. Whoa. Actually, I feel like you're playing this at like a harder level, trying to miss the bones. Man. If this game had achievements, that would be one of them. Getting to the top without getting any of the bones.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And I think the last thing we want to do is just make it so we don't keep making platforms after we get to the top. So probably the way to do that is, let's see, where are we at right now? We've got 1 tile, 2 tile, 3 tile, 4 tile, 5 tiles, 6 tiles, 7 tile, 8 tiles. So instead of doing this greater than 0, we're going to do greater than 7. And that should make it so that we, you know, don't make any extra ones. I'm going to try and do it one more time just because I want to make sure that I didn't do an off by 1 error and now it's not going to make a platform under the skull. Oh my gosh.
If any of our viewers have favorite pieces of classical music, let me know. If something is in the works. But nothing too excited. Don't get too excited.
I'm so excited though.
No, Richard, please. I try to warn you.
Joey, can you feel that? It's like, oh my god, the air is just electric.
Last time I've seen you this excited was when you got a new pocket operator.
All right, well, we're out of time, folks. And I think we're done with this game. So the last thing we need to do is we need to come up with a name.
I think it should have something to do with the number 8, since it's such a significant figure. But I don't know.
8 bones, but actually 5.
6 is actually 6.
The Tower of 8 bones, but actually 6. All right. Great title for a great game. Signing off, I'm Richard. Stay cool.
I'm Joey. Yes.
And I'm Vivian. Stay electric.
See ya.